in the previous class, we have seen that matter is something that has some mass and occupies some space. Okay? And matter is made up of very fine particles called atoms. And these particles have some characteristics that we have studied in the previous class. Let us recapitulate once again the characteristics of particles of matter. Particles of matter are in continuous motion. They are very small in size. Particles have interparticle distance. That means the particles are separated by a certain distance. Particles are attracted by each other by interparticle force of attraction. So these are the characteristics of particles of matter. Based on the differences in these characteristics, the states of matter are classified into three categories. That we will see today. Okay, children? Okay. We will classify the states of matter into three categories. They are, all of you might be knowing, solid, liquid, and gas. These are solid, liquid, and gas. Solid, liquid, and gas. Solid, liquid, and gas. These are the three types of matter. Now we will see one by one the property and differences between that property in among the solid, liquid, and gas. Okay. So we will write here property and then write down the differences between these three states of matter. Solid. इधर हम लोग क्या लिखते हैं? प्रॉपर्टी क्या लिखते हैं? प्रॉपर्टी. ओके. Shape and size. Shape and size. What do you say about the shape and size of solid? Shape and size of solid. Yes, Anamika, please speak. Anamika, bolo beta.
Yes, sir.
Anamika, I cannot hear you.
Sir, I am not audible. Sir?
Anamika, please speak.
Sir.
I cannot hear you.
Sir, I can speak.
Anamika, can you write in the message box? You can write in the message. Anamika, I cannot hear you, so it will be good to write in the message box. Okay. What about the shape and size of solid? Solids have different shape and size. Definite shape and size. Definite shape and size. Okay. What about liquid? What about liquid? Liquids do not have different shape and size. They occupy the shape and size of the container in which it is kept. Okay, children? So, do not have definite shape and size. Shape and size. Okay. Gas Similarly, gas also do not have definite shape and size. Shape and size. Okay. Now volume, second property that is takes is volume. What do you say about volume of solids? They have fixed volume. They have fixed volume. Solids have fixed volume. Have what about liquid? Yes, Dishita, are you there? Dishita, are you there? Dishita है कि नहीं है? Only 8 children have joined. What others are doing? All of you have to join the class. Don't you know the time of your class? All the children have to join the class. All of you have to join the class. Okay? Liquids also have definite volume and fixed volume. Have fixed volume, although they do not have their shape and size, but they have their definite volume. Definite volume is there. Okay? Now, what about gases? Do they have definite volume? No. Gases do not have their definite volume. You can keep air, 5-liter air in a 5-liter flask also, and you can keep 5-liter gas in entire room also. What does that mean? Gases do not have definite volume. They occupy the whole space available to them. Why is it so? Because the particles of gas, they have greater kinetic energy. They have greater kinetic energy, and hence they are in random motion. So they occupy the whole space available to them. Any problem? Okay. Do not have fixed volume. Do not have fixed volume because particles are free to move. Hence, gases occupy the whole space available to them. Whole space available to them. Okay? Is this property clear? Is this property clear to everyone? Please give response. Is this property clear or not?
Clear, sir.
Then third property. Third property, compressibility. Compressibility. Compressibility means The suppose compressible means pressing the thing, pressing. इसको when we are pressing this duster, is it compressed? Is it compressed? No, it is not compressed. Is it compressed? No, it cannot be compressed. So this solid, this is a solid. Solids cannot be compressed. Why? Because the particles in the solid are tightly packed, leaving no space between the particles. So there is no space left vacant, and hence the solid cannot be compressed. Okay. So solids are incompressible. Solids are incompressible. Incompressible. Incompressible because because there are no spaces, there are no vacant spaces, there are no vacant spaces between particles, between particles. Okay, children? Okay. Second, liquid, almost incompressible. Almost incompressible. ये भी incompressible ही रहते हैं liquids को. Water को can you compress water? No, it is also almost incompressible, although it has little space between the particles, but it is almost incompressible. Almost incompressible. Do you agree with this or not? Do all of you agree that liquids are almost incompressible. Okay. Okay, now gases. What do you think about gases? Gases are compressible or incompressible? Tell me. Write in your message box whether gases are compressible or incompressible. Whether gases are compressible or incompressible.
Compressible.
Yes. Why gases are compressible? Why gases are compressible, children? Because particles are separated by large distances. Separated by large distances. Separated by large distances. Okay? Separated by large distances. उनके बीच में बहुत ज्यादा स्पेस होता है particles, gases के particles के बीच में. That is why they are most compressible among the three states of matter. They are most compressible. Please note down. Note down, children.
Sir, side, please.
Okay. Next property. I am rubbing now these properties. I am rubbing and we will add some more properties. Okay. See, fourth property. Diffusion of particles. Diffusion of particles. Diffusion of particles. Children, do you know what is diffusion? Diffusion means movement of particles of matter from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. Let me give you some examples of diffusion. When you have a perfume bottle closed, the lid is closed, so the concentration of the particles of perfume is higher in the bottle and it is lesser or almost zero in the surroundings. So when you open the lid, what happens? The fumes of the perfume, they move in which direction? They move in which direction? Give me the answer. I want the answer in message box. In which direction do these fumes of perfume move? Outwards the bottle. बॉटल से बाहर की तरफ निकलती है ना, बॉटल से बाहर की तरफ निकलती है कि नहीं निकलती? Because the particles of perfume, their concentration is more inside the bottle than the outside. So the particles tend to move from the bottle outwards, from the bottle onwards. Okay, this is a phenomenon called diffusion. Let us take another example. Suppose that you are studying at your home in your study room and your mother is preparing delicious food in the kitchen. The smell of the food reaches you or not? Please give me the answer. The smell of the delicious food reaches you or not? How does it reach? How does it reach? It reaches due to the phenomenon of diffusion, because the particles of smell, the particles of food, their concentration is more in the kitchen, so it moves along with the air to a region where their concentration is less. Okay. Similarly, when your mother burns incense sticks, अगरबत्ती जलाती है तो उसकी खुशबू पूरे घर में फैल जाती है कि नहीं? It also happens due to the phenomenon of diffusion. So I think diffusion process is clear to you children. Is it clear? Diffusion means the process of movement of particles from their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. You can write down somewhere. Please write down. I am speaking. You can write down the definition of diffusion and you can give examples also. Are you writing, children? Shall I speak? Are you writing? Write down.
Yes, sir.
The process of movement of particles from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration is called diffusion. For example, smell of food, perfume, and incense sticks. You can give examples also. Have you written, children? Can we see the differences among solid, liquid, and gas regarding with respect to this property, diffusion of particles? So, do particles move in solids? Do particles move in solids? Do particles move in solids? Yes, Pratik, tell me. Do particles move? No. Yes, very good. Shreyas has given the answer. Why they don't move? Why they don't move? Why they don't move? Because in solids the particles are tightly packed. The particles are tightly packed. They are not free to move. They are not free to move. Okay? Particles do not diffuse. Particles do not diffuse because they are tightly packed. They are tightly packed.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Because they are tightly packed. Okay. Okay, children. Yes, Adit, what is your doubt? Adit, ask your doubt. आदित्य बेटा डाउट पूछो अपना in sir in what they are packed? No, they are packed to each other. See here. Like this they are packed. See, Aditya, suppose this is duster. This is duster. No, you can see, no. This is duster, and you can see that this is very hard. This is rigid, isn't it? This is rigid. Now, when you break it, it will be having particles. More and more particles will be there. Okay. Now, see this. When you start to divide this into a smaller and smaller particles, a stage will come. At that stage, the smallest particle called atom will be reached. Atom मिलेगा आपको, वो सबसे छोटा पार्टिकल है, ठीक है ना? तो इसमें क्या है, सॉलिड्स में एक दूसरे से चिपके हुए होते हैं, कोई जगह नहीं होती उसमें, ठीक है ना? इसीलिए इनको हम दबा नहीं सकते, दे आर इनकम्प्रेसिबल. ओके आदित्य, I think your doubt is clear. Adit, give your response. Adit, very good. What is the region of attack? Yes, very good. That day I told you that when I was talking about the characteristics of particles of matter, and in the beginning of this class also I told you that the particles have interparticle force of attraction. Adit, are you listening? The particles have इंटरपार्टिकल फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन. इनके बीच में फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन होता है, इनके बीच में क्या होता है, फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन होता है, जिसके कारण ये एक दूसरे से चिपके हुए होते हैं. ठीक है आदित्य, आई थिंक योर डाउट इज क्लियर. यू गॉट ऑल योर आंसर्स. कैन वी प्रोसीड अहेड? आगे बढ़ जाए. Diffusion. Now in liquids, the diffusion is more particles can diffuse because they are free to move. diffuse to limited extent. Limited extent. ओके, लिमिटेड एक्सटेंट इसलिए बोल रहा हूं कि इनकी क्योंकि इनके बीच में भी डिस्टेंस कम होता है। और अभी नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी हम पढ़ेंगे काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ पार्टिकल्स। क्या पढ़ेंगे? काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ पार्टिकल्स। तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ पार्टिकल्स सबसे ज्यादा किसमें होती है? which kind of matter has maximum kinetic energy of their particles? Gas. Very good. So gases diffuse at a very fast rate. गैस ज्यादा तेजी से डिफ्यूज करती है। जैसे अभी मैंने एग्जांपल दिया था परफ्यूम का, वो भी गैस था। इंसेंस स्टिक्स की स्मेल का, वो भी गैस था। और स्मेल ऑफ फूड, वो भी गैस के फॉर्म में ही डिफ्यूज होती थी। तो गैस जो है वो सबसे जल्दी डिफ्यूज होती है बिकॉज द पार्टिकल्स हैव हाईएस्ट काइनेटिक एनर्जी। ठीक है ना? Gases diffuse at a fast rate, at very fast rate, at very fast speed. ठीक है? इनके बीच में जो डिस्टेंस होता है पूरा पूरा डिस्टेंस रहता है। और इनमें तो बहुत ही डिस्टेंस होता है, बहुत दूर दूर रहते हैं। ठीक है? ओके चिल्ड्रन, नाउ नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी अभी हम देखते हैं काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ पार्टिकल्स। क्या? काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ पार्टिकल्स। Kinetic energy of particles. Since particles are not free to move, move. So these have less or zero kinetic energy. I am writing K dot E for kinetic energy. I am writing K dot E for kinetic energy. Okay. Then kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is more than solids as particles are free to move to a certain extent. Free to move to a certain extent. To limited extent. Limited extent. Limited extent. Okay. Now, what about gases? Gases have maximum kinetic energy. Have maximum kinetic energy. Maximum kinetic energy as particles are free to move and are separated by large distances. Separated by large distances. Large distances. Okay. Okay, children. Next property we will see. Next property, interparticle force of attraction. Interparticle distance. Interparticle. First of all, we will say interparticle force of attraction. Interparticle force of attraction. Interparticle force of attraction सबसे ज़्यादा किसमें होता है? You feel it yourself, children. This property is to be filled by yourself. Can you feel it? Can you all feel this? Can you all fill this property? For the three states of matter. Okay, fill it and tell me. Interparticle force of attraction सबसे ज़्यादा किसमें होगा? Interparticle force of attraction will be maximum in which state of matter? Yes, tell me. Solids. Very good. Well done. So interparticle force of attraction is maximum. Moderate, minimum. गैसेस में इंटरपार्टिकल फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन सबसे कम होता है. That is why particles are separated by large distance and they are not being attracted by other particles, so they are free to move. Okay. Okay, children. चलिए हो गया. Shall I rub this? Shall I rub this now? I am going to rub now this and we will write some more properties. There are 2-3 more properties that are left. Let us complete them also. Seventh property. Seventh property, interparticle distance. Interparticle distance. सबसे ज़्यादा distance किसको होगा? Interparticle distance. See, if you know the pattern of interparticle force of attraction in the three states of matter, interparticle distance is just reciprocal of interparticle force of attraction. What does that mean? If interparticle force of attraction is more, the interparticle distance will be less. Do you understand this or not? If the interparticle force of attraction is more, that means they will be attracted towards each other and the distance between them will be less. All of you got it? And if the interparticle force of attraction is less, so that means they are not being attracted each other by a greater force, so they will be having distance between them. So those matter in which the particles do not have interparticle force of attraction, they will be having larger interparticle distance and vice versa. Okay? Do you understand this or not? So interparticle distance means least, moderate, maximum. Okay. Then eighth one is rigidity. Rigidity means the property of a matter by virtue of which it resists change in its shape. जैसे ये है, जैसे ये डस्टर है, तो अगर हम लोग इसको डिफॉर्म करने की कोशिश करेंगे, then it has the property of rigidity that it will tend to not to change its shape. It will tend not to change its shape. So this means that this duster is rigid. Okay, so solids are rigid. Solids are rigid. Do not change their shape. Hence, these are rigid. These are rigid. Liquids flow. Liquids they flow. They flow and are not rigid. Not rigid. Okay? And are not rigid. And gases also, these are not rigid. These are not rigid, as these are, they are highly compressible. Highly okay, children? So with this, we have seen all the properties of the three states of matter. One more property we can add. Okay, children, these properties are somewhat interrelated. If you know the relation of one property, then you can guess the relation of another property also. Just now I gave you one example that if you know the relation of interparticle distance in solids, liquids and gases, you can easily guess the relation of interparticle force of attraction, because these are inversely related. These are inversely related. Do you agree with this or not? Do you agree with this? Okay. Like this density. Density. R. R having highest density. Having highest density. Less density. Least density. Least density. Okay. So with this we have completed all the properties of solids, liquids and gases. Please make sure that you learn these properties properly. Okay. And in the next class, we will learn about temperature, SI unit of temperature, different units of temperature and their interconversion. Okay. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe, keep studying. Okay, children. And those students who have not sent their summer vacation homework in the Google Classroom, please submit them as soon as possible, because it will be evaluated for your assignments for your term exams. Okay, children.
Sir,
So please
side हो जाओ.
make sure that you upload the vacation homework in single PDF file in Google Classroom. Okay, children. Do you have any problem? If you have any doubt to ask, please ask. If you have any other problem to ask, please ask.